Welcome to the face behind the brand. Hope everybody's good tonight.
Is it worth it? Is it for the future? The family. I want more. I want freedom. I'm driven for equality. You know my name. I'm still the same. Ain't nothing. You're gonna know I am good. Respect me and my legacy. And I wish you would Google me, read my story. You're gonna know my name.
Welcome to the face behind the brand. I see you guys. Welcome, welcome.
Slick to a big money, big bank, watch me double up, big check, big flex, got my numbers up. Blockchain, 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 blockchain. We done doubled up. Big winners ain't no runners up. Last year back against the ropes, now it's looking like a double dutch. Moving coins in the wintertime, millionaires before the summer's up. Another meal before the sun is up, that's a fast transaction somersault. Boss up, no retail, sell it back, that's a resale. Footprints in this man's world, but it traced back to this female. Whole praise to the black messiah, candlestick in my black attire. I can help you go digital with the crypto nerds, you can't deny us. No, big money, big bank, watch me double up, big check, big flex, got my numbers up. Blockchain, 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 blockchain,
Big bang, summer, winter, fall. Told them once, said I told them all. Don't catch a feeling if you're not involved. We crypto stars, amazing grace. I'm out of space, passport with no delay. Never listen to what a hater say. Never let a hater get in my way. Double up if it's hot, man. I had to invest in the blockchain. Going insane. I run it up, run it up. Remember days with these niggas in front of us. Fall asleep, waking up to the week. You can't hate on my click, should be serious. All this money.
What's going on?
Yeah, digital everything. We got a lot. Fuck all these stocks. We on top. I put the board off the lot. I cut the new rolling with the rocks. I put the pedal metal on the cop. I'm never falling off. I don't drop. Yeah, I'm standing tall with the crew and all young millionaires, and we too involved. 1%, never 99. We changed the game. Now we time to shine. Tear it out the mainframe. Diamonds in my damn chain. No counterfeits, the real thing. I always hear the same thing.
big money, big bank, watch me double up, big check, big flex, got my numbers up. Blockchain, 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 big money, big bank, watch me double up, big check, big flex, got my numbers up. Blockchain, blockchain,
yeah. Yes, indeed.
I can't do it like you though.
Man, that's all right as long as you're doing it.
You already know. I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome, welcome to the face behind the brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are the incredible hip-hop recording artist, digital entrepreneur, CEO of Financial Freedom Club, okay? Singer, songwriter, lyricist, Asia star, aka Salsarita.
You know the vibes.
Welcome back. And I can say welcome back because I had the opportunity back in March to sit down with you right before, of course, and during this incredible making of this album. And I'm so glad to see you.
Man, I'm so glad to be back, Mo. You are the truth. Every time you do an interview, I try to tap in because you are the truth. I'm honored to be back. I'm grateful to be back.
Well, thank you. You know, I got to have the dopest on here as well since I'm the truth, you know. into it. We came into blockchain. The album dropped. 10 track, fresh air. Okay.
Yep.
We're talking about SoulWinner Entertainment in collaboration with Brick Wall Studio.
Absolutely. Shout out to Brick
to
Wall
Kobe
Studio,
Yeah.
Sunny Teebs,
Sunny T,
man,
you
Clizzy
know,
Houston, Mel Pemberton, you know the vibes.
Clizzy Houston, okay, Clizzington, if you will.
Clizzington.
I'm so thankful again to Clizzy as always, because of course I would have never met you. I would have never had you on the show if I had never, of course, started with Clizzy in our introduction. So shout out to Clizzy Houston, Brick Wall, Suncheebs. Talk to me about this amazing album, 10 tracks, the creative process.
Man, that was such an amazing experience, I should say. So we recorded the album in 10 days, right?
10 days.
So that was 10 days. We went to the studio every Saturday because all of us have our own things going on. Like you said, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. So in the midst of that, I had to find time to record a project. So what we did was we linked up every Saturday over the span of, so it was 10 Saturdays. We had to break for Christmas, and then we had to break for, I think, New Year's.
Ooh.
And my birthday. But we got it in. And it was an amazing vibe, yo. We would go to the studio and just talk like old friends do, you know, talk about our experiences. And then somehow it's like, okay, we got what we need. Let's record a song.
Ooh.
It was amazing.
You did an incredible job. You all did an incredible job, an amazing collaboration. And let me circle back. Speaking of birthdays, happy birthday to your mom.
Man, thank you so much. I'll make sure I tell her. She just left Atlanta this morning.
Did she?
Yep.
Well, I know you celebrated an amazing weekend. So, I'm the kind of person that celebrates all month long. So I'm extending, of course, if you see this video later interview, happy birthday, Mom.
I will definitely tell her.
Absolutely. So the album, of course, because I just got to stay here for a second. You've had some amazing collaborations on this album. I am just, again, ecstatic with the collabs, the features, of course, starting with Clizzy Houston, obviously Suncheebs, Brianna Marin, Lucci Fontaine, Shamice Renee, and K. Rob. Okay. Incredible, incredible people, incredible artists, incredible musicians.
Thank you. They are. They absolutely are.
Yeah. So take me to Scoreboard, okay? Because that's another hot one I've been on, okay? I done went from whole time Scoreboard. Talk to me about the process of Scoreboard.
What's funny about Scoreboard, I wrote that song in 2018.
Yeah. Wow.
I wrote the song in 2018 sitting in my car. That used to be my creative process. I'll sit in the car for hours, make sure I'm feeling right, and I just write whatever comes out. And because I didn't have any creatives really around me at the time, I wrote it and trashed it. And Cheebs played this beat for me one time, and I started rapping that. And I didn't think it was that good. And I started rapping it, and when you see Cheebs and Clizzy with the stink face, they was like, that's it. And I'm like, word, that's it, then that's it. That's it. Yeah, man. And that's one of my favorite tracks on the whole album.
Is it?
Numbers don't lie. Check the scoreboard.
Because numbers don't lie, Asia Star. They don't lie. Because people can lie about numbers, But numbers don't lie, okay?
Indeed.
So that's a big one. Of course, there's no skippers on this album, but I'm just telling you what's been on my playlist, okay? Okay, so I have about 5 of them that I...
That's what's up.
Of course, and my favorite, and it's funny because as you shared with me the last time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Blockchain was the last song that you added to the album, correct?
It was, yep. The very last song recorded.
Wow.
We didn't even know if it was going to make it.
Wow. Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad it made it. Okay.
Me too. Me too. I fought for that one. I fought for that one.
The other one, you know, was so crazy. I just heard last week, and it's funny because I be skipping all around, and I don't know if I want you to give me the actual. Is it you know? Let me see. YKTV.
Why, you know the vibes?
You know the vibe. So talk to me about this song, because this is like, I feel like I'm like on some Jamaican retreat along with the bongos. And so, I mean, it's an amazing, because I know Sun Chiefs and his 808s and his bass sounds and everything.
Yes.
So talk to me about, of course, YKTV, you know the vibes.
Because that's just what it is. When you come around, if you know me, you already know what it is. You know the vibes is going to be high vibrations, positive energy. I'm going to say what I feel. I'm going to speak my mind, and that's going to be what it is. So it's like you already know what it is when we come around. And if you don't know, when I leave, you going to know.
Yes.
Yeah, you know the vibes.
Yeah, and speaking of you know the vibes, my other one, of course, is When She Comes. How you walk so smoothly into that conversation. When She Comes.
When She Comes.
Featuring Shanice Renee.
People run, people hide when she comes.
Ooh, Jesus. This is incredible. You know, because I already know you are a firm believer, and I'm going to always put God in every conversation, every
always.
interview.
Ain't no leaving him out.
Yeah, I don't care who I'm interviewing. I invite him to the interview first. Okay?
You know, you can't talk about me without talking about him.
That's right. And the same for me. So I am so proud of you, first and foremost.
Thanks, sis.
You're a firm believer. You speak very highly, of course, your father. You are the daughter of a king. So talk to me a little bit about being a believer and an overcomer, because that is what you are.
Man, that's the very essence of who I am. Being a believer, being vocal about my faith, understanding I know where I came from. And I know that it's by his grace and his mercy that I am where I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's no denying that. And you know, if you deny your father in front of man, then he will deny you in front of his father. So I'm not, that's just what it is. And I understand that I need his blessings. I need his favor on my life. So I'm not ashamed about that at all.
Yeah, you're incredible. Absolutely incredible. So from the DMV, you had some time, of course, a little bit of roots there in Buffalo, New York. And then, of course, you transitioned and you are now in the ATL. Okay. So what is going on in the ATL? Talk about the music scene. I know COVID, of course, is still present, but I mean, what's happening now that everybody is outside? What's going on down there?
And they've been outside in Atlanta.
They've been outside.
Everybody been outside. So, I mean, I remember when COVID first happened, it was like the shutdown from, I think, March through June. But after that, we've been outside. So COVID is real. I understand. And, you know, I understand it's a real thing. But it doesn't live in my head. And it doesn't live in my heart. So I'm living my life. But the music scene, it's like a melting pot. And people are very supportive of one another down here, which is one of the reasons why I came. Very supportive. When you go and you have a show and you perform, people are cheering you on in the crowd, whether they know you or not, as long as the music is hot.
Yes, gotta be dope.
Yeah. So that's the Atlanta scene. Atlanta popping, big popping.
Well, you know, I was down there and I had a sit down. I was interviewed myself by the whole brick wall.
Man, so I'm low key salty that I was not there though. Meaning to tell you that I feel away.
He told you. He did
not.
Oh.
He did not tell me. I'm Clizzy, Sheeps, I'm from Willie J. I feel away.
No, I thought you was busy. Honestly, I thought you was busy.
No, I know, because if I knew, I would have been there.
Oh, Asia, don't make me feel bad.
It's all right. Next time, for sure, though.
I'll come back. I'm actually coming back soon. So I will definitely, I'll make sure, I'll call you myself and tell you.
I just want to say, you hit me up person. These men, you know.
Yeah, I will call you and say, please. But yeah, I had an opportunity to sit there and, like I said, be interviewed, but also hear some amazing sounds, and just be surrounded by these people, this group, these kings that you're surrounded by. And I just, again, hats goes off to all of them. And you, of course, because of what you guys are doing, and to be able to put this amazing sound together in 10 days, I'm still floored by it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm still floored by it. So talk to me about writing and Because you learned how to write in bar when you were at Buffalo State, correct?
Correct. You said talk to you about what? The phone broke up a little bit.
There you go.
You said talk to you about what?
Talk to me about writing in bars. Writing in bars. You know, writing in
so
bars.
bar form. Before I learned how to rap, before I learned how to rap, I used to write poetry. And when I went to college, it was like a bunch of run-on sentences, right? It was a bunch of run-on. I couldn't catch my breath. And I remember this guy, his name was Logic, and he was a dope rapper. He was a dope MC, and he was from New York City. We both went to Buffalo State, and he was like, sis, you need to write in bar, like break it down, write in bar form. And I'm like, bar form, what's that? He was like, just write straight down like this. Don't have a bunch of sentences, write straight down. So I knew to write in bar form and after every bar to catch my breath. And that's how it worked out. So when we left for summer break, I started writing like that, and I came back the fall, and everybody was listening to me rap like, yo, like, okay. And it was history from there. That was it.
Well, just the way you structure everything. I'm big on, of course, you know, structure and just being able to understand, for one, with the artist. So how important do you feel, obviously as an artist, as a lyricist, you know, an MC, if you will, how important is it to articulate, and of course the tempo and all of these things to go into play, and not just obviously delivering this dope ass sound? How important are these things to you?
It's super important because this is what I learned from Clizzy too. Use your voice and your swag as an instrument, not just as a formatted song, because you can say nothing and still catch a vibe. You can say absolutely nothing. You can repeat the same word over and over and over again, but if they feel your energy and your swag, then the format really doesn't matter. However, I'm big on formatting, but Clizzy helped me find balance.
I like that. Crucial. That's very important. Right. So out of these songs, and I would say all the songs, because I mean, you've been at this for a while now. I'd like to call you, of course, a veteran in the game.
I appreciate that.
Experienced, dope lyricist. What do you feel is the best song you've ever released? Okay. And the second part of that question, I know, it's a hard one because you got some dope ones. And why do you feel that's a dope? Of course, that's the best song you've ever released.
The best. Ooh.
The best. The best. Only the best.
And I only can pick one.
I'll let you pick two.
Okay. All right. So I want to pick three. Somebody said, Danica said, Look Out. That's a great one. Look Out is a great one because I'm telling my story in my past. But I don't want to say that's the best. That's just giving some context to who I am. When She Comes. Marcus said, When She Comes. So When She Comes, I don't know if everybody knows. Louder. Somebody said louder. Nick said louder. I would have to say I'm gonna pick two. The first one would be Blockchain, right? And the reason I say Blockchain is because Blockchain is so much bigger than just a song. I'm introducing people to somebody. Kia said OG. Kelly said Blockchain. I'm introducing people to something new, a life-changing situation. So if you never heard of blockchain technology before, you're going to know after you hear Asia Star. So blockchain is not just a song where I'm talking my talk. Yeah, I'm talking my talk, right? But it's bigger than just talk. It's about crypto, for sure. It's about the cryptocurrency wave and just opening up that conversation, right? And then number two, I would say Scoreboard.
Okay, check the Scoreboard.
Yes.
Well, let's stay on topic then. You know, facilitating conversations, if you will. About personal financial literacy, about blockchain, about, you know, building something that outlives you. Okay.
That's my life mission.
Yes. I know
building something that will outlive me. Heavy on the scale. I know because I weighed in. I see you, Nick.
Yeah. I just got chilled. Look, I gave myself chilled.
It's man, financial literacy is about financial freedom. That's our only hope. Financial freedom is the biggest flex because it gives you options. It gives one options. When you don't have options, you're subjected to somebody telling you when to wake up in the morning, when to go eat, when to use the bathroom, when to go to sleep. How can your children live like that? You know, having that used to be my life. And complaining about it. Always complaining about, man, what the boss say or the supervisor say. But we have our power. Some of us just don't know that we have it. So that's financial literacy. That's important to me, which is why me and Auntie Shaky is starting this podcast, and I'm super excited about it because that's what it's about.
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, me and Auntie Shaky is going live for the first time.
Yeah.
Our podcast is called Wealthy Conversations.
Yes.
Yes, generational wealth. Generational wealth is the vibe. And I got Auntie Shaky with me here today. It's time for me to introduce the world to Auntie Shaky.
Hey, Auntie Shaky. We're going to have to get Auntie Shaky on the show.
Man, come on, Auntie Shaky. Look. Say hi to Auntie Shaky.
Hey.
Yes. Auntie Shaky is a whole vibe, yo.
Whole vibe. I gotta compliment her.
Oh,
man.
I'm looking at your hair.
Listen, Auntie Shaky is coming through with the sauce. Yo, I cannot wait for you to see what's about to happen. Not just you,
amazing.
All of us. We are about to change the game because the whole Financial Freedom Club, the Financial Freedom Wave, that's the biggest flex. We about to talk about it all, and we about to reveal ourselves to the world. So, Mo, I'm excited about it. So I had to introduce the world to Auntie Shaky. Word.
Yes. Well, this is exciting. You shared it with me. I'm so glad to hear. You know, it's happening tomorrow, so I get the exclusive, of course, so we can talk a little bit about some of the details of obviously what we talked about without not talking about too much without, of course, happening tomorrow. What time is it tomorrow? Your time, Eastern Standard Time. What time is the show start?
Okay, so tomorrow is a special show because we're interviewing Cape Town crypto chick who's in Cape Town, Africa. She's in Africa, in Cape Town. So we had to change it to
early
to make sure our times, because 2:00 p.m. here is 10 p.m. there. They're 8 hours ahead of us. So we're going to interview a crypto Cape Town chick, right? Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to go live every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So, of course, you know, I'm 3 hours behind you guys. So for everybody that just heard that, that's 11 o'clock West Coast time, of course.
At 2 p.m. So that's 11 o'clock your time tomorrow. But normally at 7 p.m. it's what? 4 p.m. Okay. Yeah.
So this is big, and again, I'm so proud of you again because of course you are sticking to, you know, and this is biblical. You know, God talks a lot about, I think people skip over that part of the Bible. You know, crazy is said, but he talks a lot about, you know, finance in the Word. Talks a lot about tithing. Talks a lot about, you know, saving money. I got an opportunity to learn so much from my grandmother, rest her soul, my mother's mother. Very early on, who of course paid off her home and just wasn't a spender at all.
Yeah, that's why we got Auntie Shaky here, because she's in real estate and all of that. So we're going to educate the people for sure.
Yeah. So this is big. So let's talk about it when it comes to music, because of course we know a lot of millionaires, of course, in the industry. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're talking about income diversity, if you will. And to be able to sustain a career in the music industry, but also do, of course, in the digital era. Okay.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about how you're going to be able to communicate this with more of us. Of course, yes, but artists in general, because of course we know, of course, there's always bricks of money being posted, you know, showing money.
So the only way to sustain a career is if you could financially support it.
Ooh,
Right? Because everything costs money.
yes.
And the only way that we can have boatloads of money or money to sustain our careers if we're educated and we know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So you can't have the money without the education because you'll lose it, or the knowledge. So we're here to educate, we're here to inspire, and we're here to inspire as well. Aspire, inspire, motivate, and educate.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. This is going to be amazing. So, I mean, we're talking about budgeting, investing,
All of that. All of
taxation.
that. All of that. All of that. We're talking of currency and we're
Yeah.
talking culture.
Yeah. This is big.
It's huge, actually. It's
This is
huge.
big. And again, I'm proud of you. So Financial Freedom Club, talk to me about this. So this is like a collaboration effort, but it's all a part of what Financial Freedom Club is, correct?
Correct. Absolutely correct. You spot on with that, Mo. So the Financial Freedom Club, you know, we teach people how to day trade on the foreign exchange market. What's up, Jay? We teach people how to day trade. We teach people how to invest in cryptocurrency. If anybody is interested, all you would have to do is go to financialfreedomrun.com. What's up, family? But yeah, that's what we do. And it's always, like I said, our tagline is financial freedom is the biggest flex. Financial freedom gives you options. FFC, what's up, Kier, in the building? We support each other heavy, and it's all about unifying our people, giving people something to believe in. Because if something happens again with a shutdown, then what? If you're a hairstylist, then what? If you're a barber, then what? And so many other occupations that requires you to be there, right? And even let's say you love your job. You absolutely love your job. That's okay. Then let me help you make about $300 or $400 a day, and that's $100,000 extra a year. Yeah. Chiefs say they gotta pay for the full meal. Understand? Yes, FFC is strong in the building. I see y'all.
Big time.
Financial freedom, come run. Financially free, come run with me. Yup.
FFC. I mean, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And this speaks volumes too about, again, your character and who you are. So talk to me about what we're looking at, because what we're talking about is what you're doing is sharing information. You're giving back to your team. So talk to me about how important that is.
Man, we're stronger together. There's power in numbers. So the goal is to make sure we educate as many people as possible to get as many people as wealthy as possible as quickly as possible.
Ooh.
Van, I see you, Van. My people show up, yo. But yeah, that's what it's about, making sure we are unified in wealth, knowing what to invest in, how to invest, right? Making sure your money work for you. Because Mo, if I give you $5,000 today, if you don't know how to make your money work for you, that $5,000 is gonna be gone. If your $5,000 is sitting in the bank, if I give you $5,000 to invest in the bank today, tomorrow, what you gonna have? $5,000.
Literally. You know what's so funny? I was talking to a gentleman, and I'm not gonna say no names or anything, but it was a client when I was working inside a financial institution, and he was bragging about the fact that he had $3.5 million sitting in his checking account. You know, and I just, without, again, just keeping the straight face, okay, I was trying to figure out what his point was, because it's a lot of money. And I'll say this only to say, because we have a lot of people who make a lot of money around us and showing us some things. I had brought up without being, again, offensive to him, I had brought up Oprah Winfrey at the time. And this gentleman, he's an African-American brother, but he was so stuck on, I got $3.5 million. Do you see that money? And I said, but you're not earning anything. That money. I mean, you're not, you know. Oprah makes $315 million per year. This is what I was reminding him of. This is again $26 million per month. Okay. Let me tell you, $6 million per week. Okay. $850,000 per day, $35,000 per hour, $600 per minute, and $10 a second. So when I had shared that information with him, Come with me, Jesus. Okay. I said, it's not important to me that you have $3.5 million in your checking account. You know, I wanted to know how he was going to make it grow, you know, and how he was going to sustain it, and how he was, what he was going to share with others, really. But watching you do what you're doing, again, African-American sister, you are showing us, you're showing people never to give up, for one, because just anything and everything is possible. We are looking behind you at an incredible view. This is your home front, okay? And not to talk about tangible things, but this is life for this woman here, you know?
Word.
So,
God is good. God is good. For real, for real. And I want to give a shout out to you for you to quote what Oprah made down to the hour. Hello. That make me know I need to step my game up. My sister said that's a word. Yes, Tiff, that's a word, a whole word. She make 35,000 an hour.
She makes 35,000 an hour, 600 per minute, and $10 per second.
600 a minute. See what I'm saying? What it do, Cliz?
What's going on, Clizzy?
Listen. We ain't there yet. And another thing is too, 3.5 million. That is my bad. 3.5 million is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when everybody else around you is broke.
Ooh, and that was my point. I'm like, why are you in here bragging? Why are you in here bragging though? Like, why is it in a checking account? Like, it's kind of ignorant, really, if you think about it. I mean, it's nice to see. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a handout with 3.5. But like I said, everybody around, like, we sitting in here working for you. I'm your sister.
That's not enough. That's not enough. I think Jay-Z said it best. We measure success by how many people successful next to you.
Ooh.
If you can't buy the building, at least stock the shelf. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing for me. And it's not just talk. We serious. If I'm the only millionaire in the family, I'm broke.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, speaking of Jay-Z, he's the richest recording artist. You know that. He's the richest. At $1.4 billion today. I mean, I read a lot of the dictionary, but I read a lot about these people making all this money. Because, of course, that's what you're supposed to study these people. So you can be like them. Similar to what you guys are sharing and giving this information to our people, the culture. You know what I'm saying? So facilitate conversations about financial literacy. Again, congratulations to you guys for tomorrow with the podcast. Congratulations, Financial Freedom Club. Your presence on here is felt. The energy is powerful. It was felt the last time. So thank you all for coming back again.
Thank you.
Talk to me about, you know, I always have to go here with you a little bit. I want to know, I know that you are a believer. So do you believe to see, or do you see to believe?
I believe to see.
Mm-hmm. Elaborate.
I believe before I see it.
Yeah, got to. Absolutely.
That's why I envision this where I live at right now. I mean, I didn't know that this was the place, but it was all up in my little Matchbox apartment that I used to live before here. It was the picture was on my phone. It was on my cabinet. When you open the cabinet to get a cup, it was in there. It was in the laundry room. It was in the bathroom. When I woke up in the morning, it was on the ceiling. It was everywhere. I had to see it. But before I can see it, I had to believe it was possible.
Yeah, I love that.
Believe to see.
I can show you my screen right now. I start doing vision boards on my screen of my phone.
Yep. Because that's what we look at the most. So it was definitely there. That's the first place it was. It was actually there before it was anywhere else. It's still there.
Yeah. Well, your mental wealth, that's what I'm going to call it. It's mental wealth. You got to have a mindset.
It is.
And speaking of the mindset, you have a merch. The merchandise is titled, is it Mental Wealth Brand?
Yes, it's the Mental Wealth Brand. Absolutely. You do your homework, Mo. Yes.
Oh, Asia, well, you know I have to do that, okay? I have a dope artist in front of me. I have to know a lot about what you got going on here.
Yes, man. So, the fall is about to be a problem in the fall. Yep. So it started about exactly what you're saying. If you're not mentally healthy, people talk about mental health all the time.
Yeah.
But in addition to mental health, we have to be mentally wealthy before we can receive the wealth in our bank account. I was mentally wealthy before I had money in my account.
Yes.
So that's how the brand started. And that's what I represent. That's what I live. I'm not doing anything that doesn't make sense to my brand.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love you, Asia Star.
Man, I love you.
You are incredible. Wordplay comes to mind right about now. You know, we did this before, and I picked words during my time of, as you mentioned, of course, doing my homework. I picked
Okay.
mine that I think about when I'm studying you.
Okay.
These are some new words I picked for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Whatever I come up with, I want you just to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Let's do it.
Relentless.
Me, Asia Star.
Okay. Like, it's easy. Everything gonna be Star. Don't make everything Asia Star.
I mean, but that you said say the first thing that came to mind, and that's what. Because I feel like in order to make it out of the situations that we sometimes put ourselves in or was born into, you have to be relentless.
You have to be. Absolutely. You are relentless. The next word that comes to mind. Increase.
Ooh. Financial Freedom Club.
Now say it again.
Financial Freedom Club.
Now say it again.
Yes.
Financial Freedom
Increase.
Club.
Okay. But also giving. I feel like the only way you can increase is if you give.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm big on giving and making sure people are compensated for their time.
Yeah. Giving is big. I mean, I don't think a lot of us, you know, and I say us only because I'm African American. Okay. And sometimes I could be surrounded by a lot of takers, but not enough givers. And I'm not always talking about giving of your finances. Okay.
Yes, for sure. This goes, if all you have to give is money, you broke.
Yeah, you broke. Real broke. And you're talking like literally what we're talking about right now. You guys are giving a lot of information and knowledge, you know, when it comes again to Financial Freedom Club. The next one, humility. You are humble.
Man, I think about increase.
Yeah.
Because when you say humility, the first thing that really came to my mind, and I try not to go here, but I can't help it, is God said, if you humble yourself, I will exalt you. But if you exalt yourself, you will be humble. So man, I know I walk around, you know, confident as much as possible in through the insecurities and all, but humility is number one. And as soon as I feel myself getting puffed up, I'll fast.
Yeah. Okay.
For real.
You down, okay?
For real, don't think too highly of yourself than you ought to.
Oh, Jesus. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Humble thyself, or you will be humble.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Of course, it's two words together. Generational wealth.
Oh man, generational wealth. I think about the Financial Freedom Club and education.
Yes.
Educating and being given of oneself. So there's no way. What separates, right? And this is what I think about. What separates the wealthy from the poor? Mindset and education. Right? Even a word talks about leaving wealth behind for your grandchildren. How many of us are doing that? And a lot of us can't do that because we don't know. We were never taught. So when it comes to generational wealth, it's about positioning. Yes. Positioning oneself to receive it and to leave it for the ones that's coming after you. But also you have to understand what that means for real.
Yes.
Generational wealth, rich and wealthy, is two different things.
Yes, it is now.
Right? And we don't know too many black folks that's wealthy. We can that's like 20 people that I can name that's wealthy.
Yeah.
That's black.
Just black.
Oprah being at the top.
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, it's not a lot of us.
Yeah.
So that's generational wealth. That's my mission. As many people who want to believe, because I used to chase people down, like, come here, I got something new. I want to tell you, I want to share it. Now I don't have time for that. So if you're open to it, then I'm going to share it with you. But I ain't got time to chase you down no more. The tables have turned and things have changed.
It is. Woo! And you know what's something, again, you know, always, and I could tell it's spirit talking right now through you as well. My grandmother used to always say, because she used to be the bookkeeper for the family. I mean, that's how, like, she was big on, people don't even use checkbooks no more. You know, she was like, keep using your checkbook forever. Okay? Write down everything you spend, you know, everything you invest, everything you buy, everything. But that was the thing she used to always say, and it still sticks with me. She said we were taught to spend, but we weren't taught to save. You know?
Yeah, I think money is the 3 S's: sow, spend, and save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But that's why you gotta have people around you too that knows. Like, if you don't know, like, that's why Auntie Shaky is an asset. You gotta have assets around you. So if you don't know, somebody that's been there before that can teach you and show you the game. But yeah, we need somebody to balance those books now.
Auntie Shaky is my Uncle Lee Lancaster. I'm gonna have to have both of y'all on a show and do another episode. That's a whole nother interview.
It is.
You know, but you are right. You have to have people around you and people that you trust, of course. That's very important. People that you trust. And I see this amazing team that you, of course, trust, and they trust you with your knowledge, first and foremost, and trust you, of course, as a friend, as a family. So going back to the music, what is on your playlist right now?
It would be Ari Lennox. It's so crazy. I was listening to some Clizzy Houston yesterday.
Yeah.
Dave East.
Ooh.
Yep. Nipsey Hussle. And HEIR.
Yes. Ooh.
Right now.
Say it again.
I said that's on my playlist heavy right now. HEIR, Clizzy, Ari Lennox, Dave East, and Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, I like that. HEIR is a big one for me too right now. You know, HEIR is from Vallejo, out here in Bay Area.
Really?
Yeah, she's from Vallejo. I went to Vallejo High. I graduated from Vallejo High. She's from Vallejo, but I think she's out there. She's in New York now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I would love a song with her.
Oh, that was my next question. You just so in tune. I was gonna say, who else? Who else does Asia Star? Of course, now we know her. Who else?
Ari Lennox.
Okay.
The late great Nipsey Hussle, for sure. If you know how people record songs and have them in a tuck, I'll take that. Yeah. You know, and of course, me and Claire's got to get one in.
Absolutely. That's big. Talk about cultivating with your fan base. I mean, I'm a new fan. I'm a new fan, obviously, meeting you and hearing you since of course I interviewed you the first time, and I see how you communicate and just evolve with everyone and invite everyone in. How do you cultivate with your fan base?
Try to stay active on social media, because you know if I could be engaged with people without social media, I would be. But I try to engage people, tap into other people, because it's not a one-sided relationship. And I think that's where a lot of artists go wrong, especially independent artists, being as though we don't have that machine behind us. You got to engage with your people. You got to tap in and watch their stories. And people that show you love, show them love back. Comment if you like it. Respond, engage. Every time somebody leave a comment under my picture or video, I try my hardest to respond to every single person. Yeah. So just making sure I'm engaged just as much as they are, if not more, in giving content. And I feel like this podcast is also going to help that, to just help change the game, because I'm allowing for people to weigh in some of these topics that we're talking about.
Yeah, big time. So how will what you are practicing now, with everything you're practicing, everything you're doing, your best practices,
It's a lot.
Yeah, your best practices. So how will what you are practicing now, Asia Star, be different than what you are going to practice next year?
So that's a great question. I feel like I'm going to continue with the same practices. It's all about the consistency. It's
Yeah.
what now is what I was practicing 2 years ago that got me here. So I'm not really going to switch up too much. I think what's going to change is the time,
Mm.
the demands for my time, because I see that's constantly changing. I go from having all the time in the world to I got a 2 o'clock. Now I got a 7 o'clock. You got to be on time because I don't have the same time that I used to have. So access, that's different. But my practices, making sure I'm in support of the people who want it, no longer tracking and tracing down people who don't want this, because it's actually freely given if you show the initiative.
Yes.
What we're given is invaluable. So I'm gonna keep being humble. Same practices, humility, consistent education, not allowing myself to get stale, because I feel like that's the stigma with getting older.
Yes.
People don't want to get old because you get stale. I'm never going to allow myself to get stale.
Yeah, gotta forever be evolving as well.
For
You
sure.
know,
For
absolutely,
sure.
absolutely. So I know a
No,
lot. Oh, go ahead. I interrupted
no, I
you.
would say these young folks, the 17s, the 18s, the 19s, the 20s, they won't outwork me.
Yeah, because you know they're a different generation now. You know,
Yep.
they
They
hungry.
outwork me though. They won't outwork. They won't outwork me, and work ethic will beat out talent any day.
Ooh, talk about it.
Mm.
Love you. Oh my God. So we know about all these strengths. You have so many.
Thank you.
Tell me one of your weaknesses.
Mm.
Welcome. You
One of
Asia.
giving energy to the wrong people.
Ooh,
We
Jesus.
want it so much for somebody who don't necessarily want it for themselves.
Mm, 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 mm. That's a big one.
I got many of them, but we'll go with that one.
You know, we all have them, you know, and I think it's, again, humble, you know, because when I ask that, I know it's kind of hard sometimes for people to like, ooh, she's, you know, but that's, again, as you know, that's what the face behind the brand is. I mean, your face is the largest emotional organ that one can actually see.
Yeah,
So
that's why
a lot.
I always try to wear sunglasses. Where I'm from, we call them hater blockers.
You don't want to be like rubbing your eyes and you be doing all kind of stuff. You know, when people ask questions, you're like, "Ooh, Lord," you know. So that's again, that's an honest answer. So when does silence convey more meaning than words?
Mm. Mm. Ooh. I think when there's a conflict,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, well, that's my personality. If I don't feel like we're getting anywhere, then there's no need to continue to talk. I think people appreciate your absence
Mm.
more than your presence. So yeah, when unnecessary conflict arises, that's when silence is most important.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
whole time situation. That's a big for me. Time, TIME, things we must experience. And I know we don't have a lot of it. And I understand that, this time is not yours. So I don't have time to waste on unnecessary. So I will shut down in a minute and won't speak.
yeah, I'm that way as well. And it's interesting, you know, I'm raised by an Aquarius mother. Uh,
Mm.
you know, I know you Aquarius. Sometimes I'm like, am I Aquarius or am I an Aries or Taurus? I don't even know what I am. But my mom is very like, you know, she would tell me all the time, like, stay out the trash can. Like literally, like throw the shit away and then leave it there.
My mother tells me jackasses don't run with racehorses.
Facts. All facts. I love that. I love that. So what's next? What's next that you can share with us? Besides, of course, the podcast is starting tomorrow, everybody. But what else can you tell us a little dibble of? Any, of course, visual. What else is coming that you can dabble in and tell us a little bit about?
The podcast is coming. The blockchain video is dropping soon. I've been kind of holding that one tight to the chest because some things are just before it's time. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. And I'm not in a rush. I used to feel like I had to rush and do things. And I don't feel like that anymore. But we're about to take Financial Freedom Club to the next level.
Yes.
Get more people involved.
Period.
Yes. Yes. More videos to come. We're going to
get this money. Yeah.
We're going to help people get more money.
Okay.
Mentally wealthy.
Mentally wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
That's where it got.
Look, I'll take that, Asia Star. You know, I appreciate the exclusive, not just once but twice now. I'm
sure.
So humbled. I want to play a song for everybody before we get out of here. And while I do that, I usually say share with us, you know, where they can find you besides IG, but I think it might be a space sometimes in talking. So I'm just going to play this first, if you don't mind, and then I'll have you share where we can find you on all platforms.
Okay.
Okay. This right here is another one of my favorites. Whole time. Okay, the whole time. Hey, the star, everybody. Whole time. Off the album, right there.
Light as a feather, clouds whiter than berry. Jump ship to a plane, don't look down, that shit's scary. Don't look down, gotta get in high, she don't even smoke. I'm talking super high, hello. Came up short, LG gave me 9 stacks. I snapped double that a week later and bought it back. Play action, the actual quarterback. Get money, take money, my passion is all of that. $1 million decisions, I thought of that. Started that, it's official, I fished through a shock attack. They call it shots, I call it cap. Thanking God for bringing my father back. Missing liver didn't kill him. Love coming to the table for dinner. Nobody missed me. My little sister still popping on them dippers. Shedding light, reporting live from the district. Marble pipe, turn a Benny. This time a Bentley on it, I was in it. They see a tan through the window, I was tinted. Family disowned me for loving bitches. They ain't bitching about my riches. Mind on my business and I ain't switching. I told Clancy we gon' risk it. Sip the brown and we melanated. Never touch the ground cause we elevated. Look around, process of elimination. I've been on my grind, whole time. Money on my line, whole time. Clinching on the road, just been in plain sight, whole time. I've been on my grind, whole time. Money on my line, whole time. Get yours, I'm getting mine. I'm more than thinking, I'm more than speaking. Everything organic, I'm more than vegan. Made in this image before these features. I am forbidden fruit, I'm more like eating. And I ain't smiled yet, I'm Mona Lisa, yeah. London sessions in Tokyo. Konnichiwa to my brokers off in the Poconos. And I don't fall for that okie doke. I was raised by pimps, hustlers, and older folks. They saying way before my time, celebrating all them days I was waiting on my time. Encapsulated, you will find a fabricated cap and gown. I graduated in my mind. What's up? I've been on my grind, whole time. Money on my line, whole time. Clinching on the rollie just the whole time. Been in plain sight, whole time. I've been on my grind, whole time. Money on my line, whole time. Get yours, I'm getting mine. We done had the blueprint the whole time.
I love this song, Asia.
Yeah. What you going to do? You mine, getting mine, sis. Whole time. Yeah. You be getting money whole time, bro. Whole time. Right up under y'all nose the whole time, bro. The whole time, bro. Straight up.
Listen at this music, y'all. Beautiful. Whole time.
Yo,
Okay?
that was lit.
The
That
whole
was
time.
lit. That was lit the whole time.
So thank you so much for taking
Man,
the whole time.
whole time, sis.
This whole time, I've been anticipating your arrival the whole time. Okay? You know, tell everybody where they can find you. Of course, we know Instagram, but just in case you got some new followers tonight, tell everybody all the platforms they can reach you on.
Well, she is underscore Asia Star on all platforms, or you can go to Asia. She is AsiaStar.com.
Yes, yes, yes. So Asia Star, congratulations on everything. Okay.
Thanks, sis. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clizzy Houston,
Yeah,
Clizzington,
shout out to Claire. Shout out to Shamice Renee. Shout out Sunny Cheeks.
Sunny Cheese, Brick
Shout
Wall.
out to Financial Freedom Club. Shout out, yes, FFC. Shout out Mel Pemberton. Couldn't do this without my boy. And shout out Shaky Webster. Yo, Auntie Shaky is in the building.
Auntie Shaky, Queen Auntie Shaky, it was a pleasure meeting you, beautiful queen.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm proud of you. God continue to bless you indeed. May he catapult you.
Thank you, sis.
And, continue to take you higher because you are taking others higher. So that's, of course, the reciprocation. Of course, the reward, how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So you've just been watching Asia Star, ATL Recording Artist. This interview will be available tonight shortly after. I will upload it to YouTube, the Face Behind the Brand YouTube channel. You can click the link in my bio and, of course, go straight to Face Behind the Brand interviews, and you can watch this whole interview in case you came in a little late tonight. It will be available. Again, Asia Star, I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
Yes. I'll see you soon, okay? I will call
Later.
you when I'm in. Yeah.
You better, or we gonna have a problem. Yes. Okay. All right. I'll see you later, man. Thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.